Hey, what's up guys, Davis here, and today I'll be unboxing and reviewing the new Infinix Hot 60 Pro Plus, which is a replacement to last year's Infinix Hot 50 Pro Plus that I also reviewed. So this one comes with a lot of improvements over the Hot 50 Pro Plus, as you're going to see in the review, and a shortfall as well on the Hot 50 Pro Plus, which is the removal of SD card support. Let's go ahead and start off with the unboxing. I also want to first look at the specifications that Infinix is proud of right here. So the highlight feature obviously for this series is how slim they are. The 5.95mm design, very slim device. 45-watt charging with a 5160 mAh battery. Have a 1.5K AMOLED display that also has 144 Hz and is 3D curved. Very nice display. Also get the new MediaTek Helio G200 as used in the Spark 40 Pro Plus as well. Right, you also got the 50MP Sony IMX 882 right there. So let's go ahead and unbox this device and see what you get in the box with it. So obviously I've been using the device for a bit, as I always do before making these videos, so as to have context on what the phone performs like and all that. So first thing that you see in the box with the phone is this free screen guard, which is a very good thing because given this phone is carved out of the box, it's going to be very hard to find a screen guard for these, especially here in my country. Very hard. And I really like that they include that with the phone. Right, so we also get the phone here, phone itself. Let me just power it on and put it to the side. Shall take a look at that later. Let's see what else we get in the box with the device. Right, so you also get this plaque saying licensed by Qualcomm. Put that to the side. You also get your screen guard installation kit. So yeah, that's very nice that they include that, all that in the box. You also get these stickers, which are supposed to be used when you're installing a third-party UV screen guard. Those ones usually have a liquid that can easily get into some of the holes on the phone, like your earpiece, speaker, and all that. So you can just use these stickers while installing such a screen guard, so as for that liquid not to go into the sensitive parts of the phone and damage it. So that's very thoughtful of Infinix to include in the box, right? Even Techno did the same with the Spark 40 Pro Plus, so that's very nice. You also get this hard shell case that I'm not a fan of personally. This really scratch quickly. I'll be trying it on for you guys later in the video. Very good. That's also included. And I think that you get is this beefy 45-watt charger in the box. Very nice. And these guys still include that. This is a very nice fast charger to have in the box. You also get these Type-C earphones. Very good. And your Type A to Type-C USB cable right there. And finally you get your SIM ejector. So that's all that you get with the Infinix Hot 60 Pro Plus. So let's now take a look at the device itself. So I got it in the misty violet color, as you're going to see here. As I remove this wrap off of the phone. Right, so this is the misty violet color that is more like a purple with the gradient. You have a lighter purple up top that's turning to white, and a deeper purple at the bottom here, and it's a nice design right here. Very simple but also very colorful. The camera design is very basic, but actually what I don't like about the design of the camera is that they cause this phone to rock, given that it's very slim. But yeah, the colors really interesting. You can get this in very many colors, likes of titanium, silver, coral tides, misty violet, which is this one, sonic yellow, and mocha cyber green. So you get a big selection of colors that you can pick from right here. So I think I want to do for you guys, before we move on to the review itself, is try out this case, hard shell case. Not my favorite, they scratch really fast, as I said earlier, but let me try it on for you guys to see. Fits on nicely, and it will protect the cameras, but doesn't stop the rocking though, as I said, which is not really good. It's very slim phone, but these cameras, are raised a lot from the frame of the phone, so it causes it to rock a lot, which is not the case with the similarly designed phone in the Spark 40 Pro Plus. That's for the design and first look of the Infinix 46 Pro Plus. Let's move on to the full review. And I want to start off talking about the design of this phone. Generally, I'll say that I like the design. It's a very nicely designed phone, very similar to the Spark 40 Pro Plus that I reviewed earlier. It has this pebble-like design, similar to the Galaxy S8 Plus. Now, that's the phone that these phones remind me of. This very curvaceous design. And as I said earlier, I got it in the misty violet color, which is more like purple. And it's really nice. It has a sort of gradient. Very nice design there. So up front here, the display is 6.78 inches. And you also get your front-facing camera, which is 13 megapixels. Very nice. You also get a front-facing flash, as you guys can see here. As you can confirm right there, you get your front-facing flash for those that are interested in that. That's about that for the front. And at the back here, you get your 50 megapixel main camera and this VDAF autofocus camera. Not really that useful. The third camera you see here is your IR blaster. It can be very useful, for changing things like controlling your TV in case you lose your remote, you can't find it. Yeah, I really like that. You also get your halo ring light right there, and I can show you this what it looks like if I'm to connect my charger right here. You get to see it light up. So that is the active halo light that Infinix is talking about right there. Very nice. So that's what you get at the back. You also get your dual flash, very nice, and some Infinix branding at the bottom here. So that's for the back. And on the sides here, on the right hand side, you get your power button, volume rockers. On the left hand side of the sides, you don't really get much at all. You get nothing. Up top, you get your secondary loudspeaker, and you also get this secondary mic, which is nice to have, and this JBL branding. So speakers are tuned by JBL. Nice. At the bottom here, you get your CM3 main mic, your USB-C charging port that supports up to 45-watt charging, and your main loudspeaker. So that's about the design of the phone right there. So let's move on to the display itself. So the specs on the display here. So this is a 1.5K AMOLED curved display, as you guys can see here, but the curve isn't so dramatic. And I would say that this display is really good. And one thing you guys should note is that the display on here is actually, it supports 1.5K, but the chipset in the phone doesn't support it. So most of the code is going to have to be upscaled for it to actually, appear sharp or take advantage of the physical properties of the display itself. Display physically is 1.5K, but the chipset itself doesn't really support it. In my experience, comparing it to some other phones, can't really notice much of a difference. Can't see it being sharper or anything like that. And the display also supports 144 Hz. And again, the chipset only supports 120 FPS. But yeah, with the help of AI, still they can upscale and fill in the missing frames, to achieve that 144 Hz. So yeah, that's about the display. Overall, I'll say it's really nice. It's curved, super AMOLED, and a very high refresh rate. I can't really fault this display. Really nice. Though I would say that curved displays aren't my favorite personally because of finding screen guards really becomes tricky with these. But it's good that they include at least one of those. But if you have to break this, always a struggle to replace it, and even to just install it, it's a nightmare. But overall, display really nice, and I know that some people like it curved like this. The curve isn't too drastic. It's a slight curve, but very nice. So that's about the display on here. And moving on to the performance. So the performance on this, it's using the MediaTek Helio G200, which is the new chipset. It was first used in the Spark 40 Pro Plus right there. So I've actually run 3D Mark here, as you can see, multiple times, and it consistently performs averagely for this class of device. Overall, I like the performance of this phone with the new MediaTek Helio G200, considering the price of it. And the version I have here is the 256GB with 8GB of RAM, but you can also get it in 128, GB with 8 GB of RAM. That variant I think is not available in my country. I haven't seen that cheaper option. Yeah, that's about the performance. Overall, really nice. You get 8 GB of RAM that you can obviously extend to 16 GB as usual. But generally, I'll say the performance on this is okay. It's not going to blow you away, but considering the price of the phone, I can't really fault it. I played a few games as I always do. I'll be making dedicated gaming reviews, for you guys to see for yourselves how it performs. But in my testing so far, it's all good. Moving on to the software experience. So this is running XOS 15.1.1, and that's based off of Android 15. And overall, I really like this UI. It's very similar to Techno iOS 15.1 in every way. I like the smoothness of it. You have a ton of features, added. You have this ultra link that allows you to make phone calls with any other supported devices, without a SIM card at all. Now, these are very nice features, and I like the smoothness of it. Right now you can even change, the colors of the control center here. They have adapted and added very many features. You also get this IR control to control, devices that support IR infrared. Overall, I like the aesthetic and the feel of the software on here. It's very similar to iOS, but the other thing that I want to highlight here is that actually Infinix confirms that they will provide 5 years of software updates, which is very good. And of those 5, 3 are going to be major Android OS upgrades, which is really, really good. That's a big improvement from the previous, implementation of Infinix. They would never confirm how many years of updates you're getting with this device or anything like that. But it's good that now they confirm that you're going to be getting 3 years of major upgrades and 2 years of security patches, which is really good, especially for this Hot 60 series of devices. And the other thing I want to talk about is the cameras. So I've tried out the cameras on this, the 50 megapixel main, and it's a decent camera. You can record up to 2K video, and at both the back and the front here, which is good. And the photos it takes, not really that impressive, but I wouldn't also call them bad. If you had to compare it to a more expensive device, you can notice a difference. But if you're only using this phone, I think the photos are really decent. Only notable missing feature really is the ultra wide camera, but often at this price, even when they add them, they add crappy ones. So you'd rather have a good main sensor in this 50 megapixel camera they provide than having, an additional crappy ultra wide. So overall, I'll say that the camera is alright, but you can only record up to 1440p with this at 30 fps or 1080p at 60 fps. Your front-facing camera here is 13 megapixels. At the back here, you got 50 megapixels. So selfies are also fine, but yeah, that's about the camera. It's not really that interesting. Yeah, so I've had people want to see some samples, so I did take 1 or 2 photos in this device here, and as you can see, it takes really decent photos. Has some good, blur around the object, singles it out from the background. Very nice quality overall. The only time you're going to notice that this camera isn't that good is when you're comparing it to something better. Overall, I'll say the cameras are okay with this phone. Moving on to the battery life on this device. So you get a 5160 mAh battery, which is a very big battery, considering how thin this phone is. I think that is really, really good. Infinix have really done a good job right there. If this was by Samsung, it's probably going to have something like a 4000 mAh battery, but they have managed to pull off such a big battery in such a slim phone. Design wise, that's really good. And for the charging, you get 45 watt wired, and the charge is included in the box as we saw earlier in the unboxing, which is very good. And you can also reverse charge other devices with the wire, reverse wired charging at 10 watts, which is really decent. The other thing I want to talk about is the audio in here. So the audio, really nice. You get JBL tuned duo stereo speakers like that, and they don't really have that good bass, as I always say, comparing it to, I think my benchmark when it comes to speakers in the mid-range series is the Galaxy A56 5G. That phone really has good speakers, and this is not as good as that, but it's decent, especially at full volume. That's when you get some sort of bass. At the lower volumes, not not really a lot of bass, to be honest, but still it's better than having, you know, a single firing speaker. It's good that they added a stereo set, so you will enjoy your games, movies and stuff like that, you know, with this gorgeous display right here. So last thing I'll talk about in this video is the pricing of this phone. So for this variant that I have, is priced at about $210 for the 256GB with 8GB of RAM. So in summary, I'll say that this is a very good device overall for the money, but I wouldn't say it's the best device to get. You know, personally, I actually think, having tested this and the Tecno Spark 40 Pro Plus, I think the Spark 40 Pro Plus is a better deal. So in conclusion, I want to talk about the pros and cons of this device in a summary. So what are the pros of this device that I will talk about? So the design of this, really good. You know, the ultra slim design. It's a really slim phone at 5.95 millimeters, really slim, and it feels good in the hand and light. Yeah, has a very good display, 1.5K and 144 Hz. Very good right there. The software experience has improved a lot, this XOS, and now they're promising 5 years of updates, including 3 major OS upgrades and 2 years of security patches. Very good right there. You also get your IR blaster that I really like. IR blaster right here, that it's a feature that most people have done away with, the likes of Samsung. It is actually very useful. You know, you can use your phone as a remote in scenarios where you don't have a remote. For example, you have lost your remote, misplaced it, or you've gone into a hotel room where you don't have a remote or something like that. This can really come in handy. I think is the active halo light that I've shown you guys already, right here around the IR blaster. You can use it as the notification light or anything that you want, a charging indicator, etc. Really nice feature to have. I think that's all about the pros. Now moving on to the cons. So what are the features that are missing on here that would have made it a better phone? You know, the lack of an ultra wide. As I said earlier, often when they add them at this price point, they're not really that good, so not too big of a deal. Well, as a telephoto, you don't have a telephoto, so not really a big deal. You don't get a headphone jack for those that still use the jack for the earphones or headphones. Yeah, you don't have that here anymore. And the fact that they removed the SD card, that's a very big deal. And for someone moving from the Hot 50 Pro Plus, that's something you should note. You don't get the SD card support anymore, so that's a big deal. I think I want to talk about in the cons is the haptics. Not really that good. They're not really precise, a bit crappy, and the biggest shortfall for me is the lack of 5G. I mean, if you're buying this phone to use it for a long time, 5G is essential. I mean, you're going to be behind you're going to be behind other devices. You know, like in 5G, that is a big con for me, if not a deal breaker. Personally, that's one of the biggest reasons I would skip out on this phone right there. So in summary, that is all. Overall, I'll say it's a really nice phone. Would I recommend it over the Spark 40 Pro Plus, the Tecno Spark 40 Pro Plus? Not really, because the Spark 40 Pro Plus has, you know, a better package, you know, with the wireless charging, and this one doesn't have anything better over the Spark 40 Pro Plus that you can recognize. Maybe the halo light, but that's not a big deal really. I think Spark 40 Pro Plus is a superior package, you know, given that they cost the same money, same price. So yeah, overall I'll say that this is a very nice phone, but I think for the money you can do better getting the Spark 40 Pro Plus. That's all about the Infinix Hot 60 Pro Plus. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.